I just swear that I'll always be there.
So there is 24 days and counting until Nanowrimo 2014, and I cannot wait. Woo! Yay, Nanowrimo! Now, before I get excited stuck on, well, a rather excited tangent, let me go ahead and introduce myself. I go by RoseWhitewater on Nanowrimo.org and have been member of the site and the forums for about 6 years now, though I have been attempting Nanowrimo for a good deal more. I am 28, and this is going to be the 14th year of attempting Nanowrimo. After this year, I will have been attempting Nanowrimo for half of my life. Seriously, half of my life. So this year, I have to meet or beat the 50,000 words required for Nanowrimo to win it, because I have never actually won. That's right, air quotations, won Nanowrimo. Now, I could call myself a loser, but instead, I like to think that just means I have a fighting Irish spirit and I never give up. And besides, the point of Nanowrimo is to sit and write, and I have had so much fun doing that. So for these past 13 attempts, I have actually been a die-hard pantser. And for those of you who are new, a pantser is someone who writes without any planning whatsoever and is, metaphorically speaking, flying by the seat of their pants. Sometimes to the point where I have even decided to, well, not intentionally, but haven't even decided what story I'm going to write until midnight on November 1st, and then I start writing. Now, I stopped doing that particular not having a story idea already picked out after 4 years of doing it that way and not getting past 10k of words. But I still have never actually planned out or outlined a story, and have only just picked a story idea and then went running with that. Now, for the rest of the year, this usually works pretty well for me, and I can bang out 10 to 12 chapters in a day or two, and by the end of the month, have freakishly long stories, most of which are never seen the light of day to anybody else. Most of them are fan fictions. But anyways, for some reason for Nanowrimo, I just seem to freeze. So I'm going to try something a little different. Just a little different. And that's right, you kind of probably already guessed it. I'm going to do some planning! I have amassed a collection of questionnaires I've used over the years for both writing my own stories, for writing fan fictions that I have with original characters, and for my role-playing characters. Because, let's face it, you can't role-play a believable character without fleshing it out a bit. You don't want to be a Mary Sue. So, I will be doing that as well as some world building. And I have never done any world building before, so I checked out, at least not ahead of time, the prep section for 2014 Nanowrimo. I will be using the world building questionnaire I got out of the prep section. And it is this glorious 30-plus page questionnaire with a ton of amazing details. I mean, a lot of these things are at least half a page long on questions, on details, for stuff like calendars, a calendar system. I have never thought to put that much detail in the calendar, but that makes perfect sense. Especially with how it interacts. How do they tell time? How do they do this? How do they do that? That's going to be pretty cool, especially since one of mine is a fantasy. So they might have a totally different way to mark the passage of time, and that would be kind of cool to figure out now. You know, before I'm struggling at 25,000 words and not knowing where I want to go like I did last year. I reached the 30k, but then I couldn't figure out where I wanted to go because was trying to figure out what the world was like. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to flesh out some characters. And not only am I going to flesh out the characters, but I'm going to flesh out every single character and give them all histories ahead of time, because who knows? Maybe while writing histories I'll get a plot idea and I can write that down, so when I'm stuck and I don't know where I want the story to go, maybe it veers off on a left turn and they have to help a supporting cast character, which is kind of cool. It'd make them a little more believable and realistic, I'm hoping. Gonna go with that. So that brings me to now. It's, like I said, 24 days and counting, and I still haven't actually decided which story idea I want to try this year. So some ideas that I am thinking of tackling. One is a character that I've been role-playing with for the past few years, and actually writing out her full backstory as a full story, and how she came to be in the country she's currently living in, and she's a fantasy character that I love playing because it deals with one of my favorite myths, and I'm a big mythology buff. So that would be a lot of fun, and I get to pull a bunch of different mythologies together, and I've got a lot of that research already done. Although, another idea I'm toying with is revisiting an old project I did my second year of Nanowrimo when I was 15, and then trashed later on because I realized I wrote it when I was 15 and was being completely idealistic and thinking everything is always going to be sunny and rainbows and nothing seriously bad ever happens to the characters. Nobody wants to read a book where nothing seriously bad ever happens. And it's just fluffiness and rainbows and, yeah, not what I'm trying to write. And goddess, I miss those years when I had that outlook, because that's just, I was always happy. I'm still always pretty happy, but I was unbelievably happy then. And then another idea I have is this sci-fi idea that I've been holding off doing because I recently discovered there are 3 animes and mangas that I love to death that do a very similar theme, and they're trapped in a video game. Well, an MMO game, to be specific. And those are the ideas I've got so far. Now, if anyone's listening and seeing this and have votes of something they might want to see or have some impact on how they decide what stories they're going to do, feel free to do the comments below, and I'll be linking in my participant page. I have an email just set up for Nanowrimo, and yeah, that would be great. So, leave your comments, like and subscribe if you'd like. I am going to be doing something else that's new this year, and actually keeping a video blog and a written blog every single day for Nanowrimo. And see if that keeps me more in touch with the community, because I'm also one of those types that likes to think I can do this all by myself. So this year, I'm going to involve myself in the community. So Seattleites and Washington area, I'm going to come to the write-ins. I promise. I just gotta find where you're all at. Alright, that's it for now. Bye-bye.